Good morning and Jai Hind. I am Nutan Gupta. This is the next video of English NBCB literature, next chapter of Clever Somu. We will start from starter. Picture A. Attending a special school of wizardry and sets out to overcome a very dark enemy. This is the novel about the Harry Potter written by J.K. Rowling. B. Picture a girl genius with extraordinary magical power which she uses against those who are cruel. And this is the book written by Roald Dahl. Now picture C. Tom's friend and partner who has crazy adventures and is loyal and kind-hearted. This is the novel written by Mark Twain. Now read the story. Long ago in a village near Pondicherry, there lived a very wealthy trader called Subbu. Subbu had a son, Somu, who was a very clever boy. In ancient time, in a village which near to the Pondicherry, there was a rich businessman whose name was Subbu and who had a son whose name was Somu. He was very clever boy. Let's further see. Their neighbor too had a son, Muthu. There was his neighbor also. He has also had a son whose name was Muthu. He was thoroughly spoiled. His parents doted on him and let him do exactly as he pleased. He was a very naughty boy and he did some mischief. When he did his mischief, his parents felt very happy and they were very fond of all these. Their son was happy with his mischievous. So, let's see the further. So every day Muthu did the craziest of things and his parents made no effort to stop him. So Muthu did all these daily and his parents never stopped him to do all this nonsense. Let's further see. The boy's favorite pastime was throwing stone at his customers who came to Subbu's shop. Muthu's favorite pastime was throwing stone at the customer of the Subbu who came to his shop. His parents merely looked on and did nothing. If the customer or Subbu shouted at the boy, he just chuckled and threw more stone. Soon people stopped going to Subbu's shop because although they liked doing business with him, they did not being pelted with stone every time they went to his shop. Chuckled means laughed quietly. But Muthu's parents only watched him but nothing said to him. And if the owner of the shop, Subbu, and his son shouted at him, he just laughed quietly and again he started through the stone. And after this people stopped going to the Subbu shop because of Muthu and they did not wanted insult by the Muthu. So they stopped going to the Subbu shop. Now next paragraph. Poor Subbu was very unhappy. He went to his neighbor and said, "Please ask your son not to throw stone at my customers." Now Subbu was very sad. He went to his neighbors and complained about Muthu's parents, not to throw stones at the shop of my customers. But as usual, his parents not paid any attention on him. Then Subbu went to the headman of the village to complain Muthu. Subbu then complained to the headman of the village, but the headman only said, "This is the act of the mad boy and he cannot be held responsible for it. You must forgive him and carry on with your business as best you can." There was nothing Subbu could do, so he went home very disheartened. So then Subbu went to the headman of the village to complain the Muthu, but headman only said that this is the act of the mad boy and he cannot be held responsible for it. So, you must forgive him and pay attention on your business as you can. Now Subbu can't do anything, so just he went to home. Subbu's son Next, Subbu's son Somu, who had heard the headman's verdict, was very upset to see his father so unhappy and decided to do something about it. So, Subbu's son Somu was very upset to hear the decision of given in law case after testing and see his father so unhappy and decided that he will have to do something for this. The next morning when his father opened the shop, Somu stood outside, facing the neighbor's house. Whenever Muthu hurled a stone, he caught it and kept it. He did not miss a single one. In the evening, when all the customers had left and his father closed the shop for the day, the boy gathered all the stones and took them home. So the next morning, when his father opened the shop, Somu stood outside in front of his neighbor's house. Now, when Muthu threw the stone, he caught and collected all the stones, and he did not miss a single one. And in the evening, when all the customers went away and his father closed the shop, Somu collected all the stones with him and took them at his home. Now, day after day, Somu caught the stones, making sure the customers were not hurt, and every evening he took the stone home. Somu do it now daily. Somu do it and ensure to save their customers, and every evening he collect the stone and took them at his home. One day Muthu came out of his house, grinning from ear to ear. He threw a packet at Subbu's shop and disappeared into his house. Now one day, when Muthu came out to his house, he threw a packet of Subbu's shop and hid himself inside of his house. Somu caught a packet and opened it. To his surprise, he found it was full of jewelry, not stones. Gold earring, necklace, and nose stud glittered in the bright sunlight. Again, Somu caught the packet and opened it. There was no stone this time. He was surprised to see that there was jewelry. Jewelry, not stones. Just like gold earring, necklaces, and nose ring and jewelry shone brightly with the little flashes of the light. Somu took the packet home and hid it in the bag of the rice. Then he came out again and took his position outside of his father's shop. Somu took the packet at his home and hid it in the bag of rice. And he came out again of his house and stand normally as usual he does daily. Just then Muthu's parents rushed towards him. Return the packet of my son, just threw, said the Muthu's mother. After some time, Muthu's parents came towards him and Muthu's mother said to him, return the packet of my son, just threw. Now what packet? Asked the Somu with an innocent look. I only catches the stone your son threw. In fact, I have 100 of them. Perhaps you would like to take some of those back. Now Somu understand about the packet. So he make innocent look and said, what packet? I only catches the stone your son throws. In fact, I have 100 of them. Perhaps you would like to take some of them back. My son threw my jewels out, screamed the mother, and return them or I will go the headman. Now Muthu's mother shouted or screamed, my son threw out my jewelry, return it, otherwise I will go to the headman. Please go to the headman, said the clever boy. In fact, I will accompany you. Somu said, yes, you should. In fact, you should. In fact, I will accompany you. The headman listened to the Muthu parents and Somu. Now he can't change his verdict because last time he said that this is the act of the mad boy. So let him go. So he can't give any other decision. So Muthu's parents return. There was a hush in the blaze. There was a hush in the blaze. Square as the villagers waited to hear the headman's verdict. There there is the silence. There was a silence, and all the people of the villages gathered in the headman's and ready to hear the verdict of the headman. The headman about to speak when Somu spoke up. The headman is fair judge. Before headman, Somu started to spoke. The headman is a very fair judge. He can't give us different verdict this time. What he has said earlier still hold true, that this is the act of the mad boy. You must be ignored, and Muthu must be forgiven. So again he said like this. Next, the village headman no option but to agree. Now headman can't say anything because he had said earlier. So he had to agree with them. Next, Subbu's son did not throw any of the stone back at your son, and you did not complain about that. He told Muthu's parents, who looked shamefaced, and the headman said to the Muthu's parents, please stop your son and make ensure that your son not throw the stone again. Listen, after this, Muthu's parents feel shame. So, if your son threw a packet, then the packet and its content should be his too. And in future, curb your son's action. So the headman said, whatever he threw in the shop of the Subbus, content should be there. Content should be there. So you have to check all the actions of your son. You did not object to throwing a stone. How can you object to throwing other object? When you are not stopping him to throwing the stone, then how can you stop him to throwing other object? It can be anything. It can be jewelry also. After that, Subbu was no longer bothered by the Muthu, and customers once again flocked to his shop. And end of the story, Muthu stopped the throwing stone at the customers of the Muthu's shop, and again Subbu's customers started to came on his shop, and there is a large number of the customers at his shop. So students, do you like this story? And have you understand all the story? I think yes. Now homework, you have to do 1 page handwriting, then new words, then word meaning from your book, and frame the sentence that I will send along with this video. And you have to fill the index also in your fair copy. Then you will start the new chapter. Thank you.